Opera is an art form that is at the pinnacle of Western classical music. It combines many disciplines to express an emotional quality that has stakes that are as wide as the universe itself. So I think as opera performers, we stand to benefit with the more diversity that we have.
Shanul Sharma was the first Indian-born singer to perform a principal role with an Australian opera company. His latest role is one close to his heart and heritage.
I feel really proud more than anything else that there is something inside me that is able to communicate and share what I have grown up with so many people.
And then both of you turn down stage to say, and now we're safe. Krishna has saved us. Okay, or God has...
He's preparing to play Gandhi in a one-time-only performance of Satyagraha in Melbourne.
It's about the life of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi transforming into Mahatma Gandhi with text that is kind of like the Bible for Indians, the Bhagavad Gita. It has so many different aspects which make it so special for someone like me.
For him, this is extremely sort of meaningful and deep and interesting. As a performer, he just sort of gives everything constantly. So it'll be a really intense performance, and I would not be surprised if he sheds a tear at the end.
Shanul's journey to becoming an opera singer has been long and unconventional across continents and genres.
So my dad he loved to drive a lot, and I listened to a lot of Bollywood tunes, and my father maintained that was the musical spark that, got me going.
The Indian-born tenor moved to Australia in 2003 to study IT engineering in Wagga, where he fronted a heavy metal band. But everything changed when he stumbled across a famous tenor on YouTube.
And I was just mesmerized by the sound, firstly, of the tenor voice, the beauty and the depth and the fullness. And I sort of said to myself, you know what, I really like this type of singing, and I would like to try and do this someday.
In 2013, he moved to Melbourne to pursue his opera career.
Rock and roll and opera, it might seem like a big jump, but for me, rock and roll is like T20 cricket, and opera is the full 5-day test match. So you have to work on the stamina, you have to work on the delivery of the art form.
Satyagraha is set during Gandhi's early years in South Africa, to the famously minimalist compositions of one of the most influential composers of the 20th century, Philip Glass. It's unique in that it doesn't feature any brass or percussion.
I imagine it's got something to do with the soft strength that Gandhi had. So, I mean, this incredible power to stop a nation by fasting or walking, rather than using brute force. And so I think he wanted that, I imagine, reflected in the orchestra. So it's always this sort of beautiful, mellifluous sound.
Sitting back and watching, you're automatically mesmerised by the repetitive themes of Philip Glass, and you're just sort of stuck to your seat. So it's pretty powerful, I have to say. For me anyway, there's some extremely high notes that need caressing and a moment of time just to breathe low again into the diaphragm and then hit those babies out.
Soprano Rochelle Durkin is set to play the role of Gandhi's secretary, Sonia Schlesson.
She was sort of Gandhi's right-hand woman in a way, and not much has been said about her. Like, she looked after everybody in the Tolstoy farm, she taught the children the Satyagraha movement, and she took care of giving up the donations to the families that needed it, and also wrote speeches.
Figure 31.
In an environment of ongoing war and increasing global tensions, the cast hopes the message of non-violence can be heard above the noise.
Above all, I think it shows that your intellect is in control of your emotions. The fact that you're not overrun by something that is so immediate and reactive means that you can arrive at the negotiating table sooner, thereby saving more lives.
What Gandhi felt so strongly is that the people who take up the weapons against their oppressors, their masters, end up using those weapons against themselves. And so the weapons he chose were non-violence. And I think that's incredibly resonant today.